Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your patience tonight. I am joined by Mayor Ruth Ann Fuller from the City of Newton, by Chief George McMains of the Newton Police Department, and Lieutenant Eric Gagnon from the Massachusetts State Police. I will begin by telling you this is very early in the investigation of this incident. I am aware that there's been information that's circulating on social media. We aren't going to be commenting about that. And regrettably, the answer to most of the questions you're going to have is we are working on that. What we do know at this point is that at approximately 6:40 tonight, the Newton Police responded to calls at Washington and Harvard Street, just a short distance from the station. What we have since learned is there was a small group of individuals, pro-Israeli demonstrators, who were demonstrating on one side of the street. There was an individual apparently completely randomly walking down the other side of the street. Words were exchanged back and forth across the street. That individual, who was not part of the group, at some point began crossing the street, appears to have gone back to his side of the street, ultimately came across and jumped upon one of the demonstrators. A scuffle ensued. During that scuffle, the individual who had come across the street was shot by a member of the demonstrating group. That individual, whose name is Scott Hayes, age 47, from Framingham, is under arrest. He right now is charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon and violation of a constitutional right causing injury. He will be arraigned tomorrow at the Newton District Court on those charges. The individual who came across the street has sustained life-threatening injuries and is being treated at a local hospital. So that is the information that we have at this point. I'm going to turn it over to the chief at this point, or the mayor. Chief, and...
Thank you. I just want to ask if anybody from the public has video, pictures, any other information from the scene, to please reach out to the Newton Police Department Detective Bureau. Their number is 617-796-2104, or they can do so anonymously at the tip line, 617-796-2121. The Newton Police Department will be providing extra patrols at the houses of worship over the next several days, as well as beyond if we feel that's appropriate or necessary. Thank you.
Ruth Ann Fuller, Mayor, City of Newton. This was a frightening incident on Washington Street earlier this evening. The Newton Police Department acted quickly and immediately took a person into custody. I have two asks. First, let the Newton Police do their work and get the facts straight. Second, I ask everyone to remain calm. Please know if anybody needs emotional support, please reach out to the Riverside Trauma Center. They offer support services and referrals 24/7 to help people after critical incidents, including violence in a community. Their telephone number is 781-433-0672. During the normal weekday work hours, please also feel free to reach out to Newton City Hall. Our social services team will also be providing referrals to anybody who needs some help. I am very grateful to Chief George McMains and the Newton Police, as well as to the Newton Fire and our ambulance service, Coastal Ambulance, who were also immediately on scene. I know people will have a lot of questions, and we will share information with Newtonians and the press when we are able. It's really early stages of an active investigation. Finally, if you have any reason that you feel unsafe, call emergency services at 911. Thank you.
Keeping in mind how I began, and that the answer to most questions will be that is a piece of the investigation. We'll take a couple of questions.
Can you just go over again who had the gun and how this all started in the scuffle, just to clarify who shot that shot?
What we know at this point, and it is still very early, we have many, many people to talk to, was that there were the group of demonstrators on the, as we face from here, we'll call it the right-hand side of the street. There was an individual who may have been accompanied by somebody else, apparently just walking down the left-hand side of the street. At some point, there was an exchange of words back and forth across the street between the group on the left and the group on the right. It appears that one of those individuals on the left-hand side of the street was coming out into the middle of the street, went back at least once to his original position. There were things being said back and forth across the street. Ultimately, that individual came very rapidly across the street and tackled one of the demonstrators. There was a scuffle that was going on the street, and at some point, Mr. Hayes used a gun and fired a shot that struck the individual who had come across the street.
Did that gun belong to Mr. Hayes, or did it fall out from someone in the sky?
No, it's our understanding that that was his gun and that he legally possessed that gun.
Ryan,
Yeah.
was the man who the victim was shot, would you characterize him as like anti-Israel or pro-Palestinian?
I think it's too soon to
Okay.
get into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was Hayes the one that was tackled?
We believe so, but that is still something we are looking at. All right, thank you.